So, to get into everything,
We're fucked.
you're on a boat, wounded, slightly disturbed from what you've gone through. Lamel thought he made a friend who tried to crush
He made a friend, just wasn't a good one.
someone's skull,
And tried to break all of my ribs at once.
and definitely tried to break you into a million little bony pieces.
It's alright. I smacked the fuck out of her.
Yeah, the clapback is fine. As the boat is slightly rocking, one of you just barely strong enough to probably row, as Dominus is probably at this point landed on the boat, just to give some effort as you're tending to Kuno. We have Anna, who's basically over Adrit, who's not even really conscious at this point.
Oh, me
Passed
or
out.
Adrit?
No, you're tending to
I
Adrit.
was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
No, Adrit's like unconscious.
Yeah,
it happens.
He wasn't doing too great.
It's fine.
And the vicar, who is in the boat, severely wounded and unconscious as well.
Yes. But I did actually do some healing on her right before we left. So.
As you go about rowing, I need an athletics, just as a benchmark for me.
Uncle Kuno conscious?
Kuno is conscious, barely, but he's
concussed.
he's concussed. His bell was definitely rung. Twice.
Yeah, he's taking a long nap.
Man, you guys had a big problem with that fight. I'm fine.
That's
You're familiar with
I'm glad
Yeah.
you're fine on
No,
it.
I know, he's gone. Biscuit's gone.
So I get to add that. So that means... hold on. Stupid thing. Yep.
Well, I guess your alarm worked.
Yes, it did. I told you I had a good plan.
I figured the corpse knights would look more evil, guys.
Looks can be deceiving.
How'd we do? That look says not well.
It
So-
could be deceiving.
Could be.
So that was a 2 on the die.
It was.
So that's
It was not
5
deceiving.
total.
It was not.
You row and row, and you find the work grueling for alone. And the boat's really not designed to have more than about 4 in it, and you've definitely overbacked the boat a bit.
I thought we took 2.
No.
Mm-mm.
Took one.
Took one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
we
I thought we
have
took 2
extra
on the way
bodies.
back.
No,
No.
Why?
you couldn't.
We didn't have enough people to roam because people are practically dead.
Yeah, and I'm not running a boat.
Yeah.
And one of them was pretty far away. The green one was
Alright.
nearby, but you
Fair
would have to drag
Okay.
it in and all that.
Fair enough.
As you look back at the island, you've gotten just past the color change when that red, eerie, blood-looking visage fades into the blue that is the lake as the two fluids mix. You can start seeing the bottom, kind of. The island itself shudders a little bit in the magma pool. That was where the tree was at. The first one to feel it is Anna, who feels a sharp spike of spiritual energy that blasts outwards. It's completely invisible to everyone but yourself. Adric might have seen it, but he's can't. That wave, as it rolls out into the city, you see it do an immense amount of... Well, it does an immense amount of destruction, but not in a physical sense. You see creatures you've not seen most of your life, with some very few exceptions, get rended and then right out of existence as portions of their forms are destroyed by the ley line as it collapses. The physical repercussions of it are seen by anyone still conscious quickly afterwards, as the island convulses a few times in the form of micro-earthquakes. As the pouring out of the ley line occurs, the whole thing collapses on one side and just slowly slides like a glacier into the water, even though it's mostly stone. The building, now at this point, planed mostly by the lake, portions of it peaking just slightly over the water. What would be considered a rogue wave from the repercussions of it come from the lake, come out into the lake and strike the boat. Not enough to cause any damage or cause any concern, but it is a nice little quick roller coaster as a few of them slap against it. The initial pushing you pretty far and helping with your roll a little.
Thank goodness.
And then silence. There's lights at the edge of the lake. The lake's not... It's not massive, but it's not small. It took you maybe 20 minutes, a half hour on the high end to get out here. It takes you almost 2 hours alone rowing to get back. Time the boat finally clunks up against the side of the shore right on the estate's property. Adrit barely wakes up enough to kind of hobble out of the boat, slips once, but manages to gain enough footing that doesn't need a shoulder to carry him in. The vicar isn't even conscious at this point. Kuno, I'm assuming Lamel helps drag out.
I'm trying to help the vicar.
Okay.
Or carry.
You're basically carrying her. And then however you wish to get out of the
I'm
boats.
gonna skip out. Hop my ass back inside.
Okay. The boat moored up just enough to not go anywhere.
I'm gonna bring out a wheelbarrow though.
Probably a good idea for the vicar. As you get the vicar into the wheelbarrow and start wheeling him inside, what do you do with Lem and Kuno?
We got a big house.
There's a equivalent of like a hospital in this world we've already established, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm probably taking them there and getting myself checked in too.
Last time we were in a hospital.
Yeah, hospital wasn't the safest place.
You got any other ideas, Dominus, for what we're going to do with a nearly dead woman?
Send out for a physician.
House call.
Have them come.
However, what time is it?
You have your own estate. I'm sure you have the money.
It's evening, but it wouldn't be like late into the evening. You didn't go when the sun was set to begin with, so it's just taken so long. You're now in the evening hours.
All right. What would be about my procedure for calling a physician in here?
There's a couple of options, but you could feasibly...
Because really, I'd like to keep this in clan tier if possible.
That's a little bit more trying. It probably waste about 2 to 3 hours, but you could do it. If you take him to the hospital, it's going to take an hour, but it's going to end up public pretty quick.
That's all right. I can just spam spare the dying for the next couple hours to keep people from dying.
I'm gonna run into my clubhouse, if you will. And I'm gonna start trying to whip up the health potion that Kuno taught me how to make earlier.
No, that's cute.
Roll Arcana. It's going to take some time, but you can do it.
I'll send a letter for clan tier addressed to
8.
Albert.
I've never made it before. Bear with me.
It's a potion. Seems like it works.
Here we go, guys.
So you send the letter. You get a response in the form of essentially one of your sending stones just starts talking.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, there's no sounds to it. It just starts talking, and hopefully somebody heard it.
What the fuck?
The initial person that responds doesn't really carry a lot of weight that you're aware of. Kalen announces himself briefly over the stone. Talked to him once or twice for business. Adrit's talked to him a little bit more, but he's just a page, essentially, in the clan house up on the top end. Let you know that he's sending runner, and there's going to be somebody coming and responding quickly. It's not even much of a conversation because it's only 25 words. And most of those are just announcing who the hell is actually responding.
Yeah, it's just a briefing.
Mm-hmm. And it's meant to be something that you just hear, and they're not going to get a response because obviously you sent initially. This wastes 20 minutes. Within the hour, Anna comes running in with the potion. Looks like a health potion.
Arcana check.
Sure.
I don't even wait for that. I give it to Kuno.
Well, 26.
What? Too much mugwort.
Well, you didn't leave an exact recipe, okay?
Well,
You used all the mint last time.
as she's drinking it,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really get a sample of it, so you can't really fully know, but you do know something's not on about the whole deal.
Was this Kuno or the...
No, this is identification.
No.
Kuno drinks it.
Oh, who you said she? That's why I was lost.
No,
I was
sorry.
drinking it.
Kuno drinks it and kind of coughs and it's too much mugweed. It's like, what is this? Looks at Lamel. Please stop letting her help.
But she's such a good helper, Kuno.
Spare the dying.
Because he took 1 point of damage.
Oh, so much I can do. I'm gonna run away for 10 minutes.
That's fine. You can get on the door.
Come in.
It'd be a dapper-looking gentleman if it wasn't for the fact that it's in the evening hours and they're not dressed for an event. They are leaving out some accoutrements that would make it fully bad. But nonetheless, it's long coat, hastily thrown on, nice shirt, but not like the going out shirt, but it's just nice enough to be in presence. Tips the hat a bit, has the long slacks and polished shoes, but they've seen a day at work. Darren Tier.
I point to the 3 bodies on the floor.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
One of them's actually on a couch at the very least.
Oh no, they're not on my fucking couch.
I'm assuming Adler is curled up around the fire by now.
Probably.
They're on the fucking floor. They're not on my furniture.
Has a bag with him, is pulling a second bag that is almost like a grocery cart that's been covered in canvas. It's not really an actual, like, rolling bag. And you can hear the beep, beep, beep of the wheels as it comes in. Where can I get warm water and access to... Do you have a kitchen?
I have a kitchen. I can use as much warm water as you need. Tell me what else you need.
I need warm water. I need some towels for compress. Preferably something I can use to tie. Twine, rope, none of the rough stuff, but basically not hemp. Past that, I may need a simple iodine tonic if you have it. If you don't, alcohol works fine. Just make sure higher the proof, clearer the liquid.
Okay.
No beer, no wine. Sets about looking at Kuno because he's the one that kind of waves him over. And within a minute or two of their brief exchange, Darren moves to looking at Adric, who is asleep. The physiology on this one is going to be more than I can probably directly attempt. Digging through his bag, he pulls out a couple of different liquids and a few measure pieces, sets them on the fireplace, drags a table over, and a little bit of a scale, starts parsing out some herbs, and goes about making some mixtures. After a bit, it's bubbling a little bit away with a small gem and set it into like a metal canister looking piece that's just radiating just enough heat to actually get it going. Past that, you can see that there's a few junctions made out of glass that have been assembled and then clicked together. They leak ever so slightly because it was hastily put together. And then takes out a piece of metal, attaches it to a tube, goes over to the vicar, and expertly to your look, inserts the needle somewhere up here into her arm. And you see the boiling liquid go up over into another vial and then spiral out and then down the tube. He starts going into her. There's not a lot I can do. Taking some of the towels and cleaning them up a bit. You may want to get him out of that. A lot of his wounds are going to be deep bruising. The more constriction he has on it, the worse that's going to get. In regards to her, does anybody have any shearing tools or means to cut through the metals?
My bag of
Pulls out a
every fucking tool in existence.
I expect you pull out a fucking table saw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should have tin snips around here since she's forging.
I need you to make a Smith's Tools check for me.
Not a problem. That is a 22.
Okay. So, in 2 hours, you've gotten a doctor to show up. You've managed to basically get the vicar down into whatever is the under protection padding and cloth. Most of the under protection's gone too at this point because she's in bad shape. The worst part, of course, being her skull that was crushed in a bit, but that's been wrapped up at this point. She has 4 broken ribs, and her arm is partially fractured at the shoulder.
Ouch.
The Kuno's injuries, he has a broken rib, he is concussed, and at this point he has internal hemorrhaging that's not severe or life-threatening yet, but he has it. Doctor then goes, I assume I need to look you over. You look pretty rough too.
As I've been bleeding out of orifices without knowledge. I suppose so.
Get you to sit down on the edge of the mantle, or the fireplace piece. Starts checking you out and everything. Pulls out basically a small wick and stick. It's a match. Pulls out essentially a match. Kind of waves it a bit, get you to follow. Given the fact you were hitting the head, you're probably a little slow about it, but it works out. You look all right, so I'm going to need you to help me hold him up briefly. Pulls out a piece, puts in essentially the stethoscope, tells you to breathe in deeply. Yep. Pretty close to a punctured lung there. You probably have a cracked rib. Hear me out for a little bit, but be all right. Past that, takes your hands and just kind of like roughly checks your feet. Pulls out some cloth tubes and slips them onto your feet that basically go from your knee to your ankles, and you feel like your legs are in vices.
God, these are weird.
At the end of 5 hours, you're feeling better enough that you will survive. You don't feel scared about anything that Lamel ever does, it seems. But you seem to be out of the woods. Just need to take it easy for a little bit. Kuno has basically at this point probably been made comfortable enough and is asleep. Adrit seems to be doing okay, has drank a couple of the fluids the doctor's given him. Recommends he actually sleep somewhere not on hard floor lest he cramps up. Though he doesn't know for certain because the lizard physiology is not studied as much.
I'll push a couch closer to the fireplace so he can be warm and on a couch, but not catch fire on the couch.
Okay. You get checked out just cuz.
I'm not even there.
He wastes probably no more than a minute if you come in the room and just goes, oh no, fine.
Yeah. I was like, I ran off to get Biscuit back.
In the process of this, your mother comes home.
Yeah. How are you? How was your day?
You hear her put her bag down. You hear her basically put the keys that are on the side. You can hear her basically leaning against the wall as she's kicking off shoes at the door, coat going on the rack. I'm home. Oh.
Turns and see lots of blood on the floor. I cough up blood. Hi, good to see you.
I will get some stuff going in the kitchen. Okay.
Thank you.
Anna.
Yeah.
Come help.
Okay.
I need you to go out into the garden and collect some of the potatoes and a cabbage, please. Nature.
I know what a cabbage is by now.
Notice
No, I don't. I don't know what a cabbage is.
you know what a cabbage is,
You sure?
but you pull up carrots, not potatoes.
Oh, natural one. I'm nature.
I don't think I know what anything is.
You knew the potatoes grew in the ground, so you just pulled up something that was in the ground and you assumed it was right.
Potato.
You have 2 carrots and you have probably 3 carrots and an onion just because it's funny.
Well, you'd think I know what a cabbage is by now.
Yeah, you have the cabbage. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
It's above ground. It's easy to see.
Here you go.
Lamel loves onion.
Honey, I know you were looking to maybe have more of a stew, but I still need the potatoes.
Draw me a picture.
So where you pulled out these, she shows you the carrots. If you see the string that's there, that's separating each of the pieces, it's 2 down towards the front of the house.
Ah.
You don't need to roll again.
Good, because I went to the back of the house.
The doctor goes up to talk to you because all of you were in your states. I've done what I can for most of it. He's hastily written out some stuff. It's in clean-ish writing, doctor writing, of course. Hand you a piece of paper. I recommend going to a pharmacy to get some of this filled if possible. They will put together necessary compounds. Past that, I left a few vials over in your dining room with simple paper labels as to whose they belong to. They'll be need to administer to Lamel over the next 24 hours, about every 8 hours. Regarding Kuno, I strongly recommend he gets checked out by his physician as soon as is reasonable, but he's going to need bed rest, most likely for upwards of a week. And the medications I gave him will last him for 2 days, so he needs to go get these compounded. As for the woman that you are uncertain who it exactly is, I'm more concerned by that fact, but being as I'm a clan doctor, I don't ask about clan business like that. So, her condition is concerning. I don't think she's in any danger of immediate death, but there is definitely some sort of disease that is internal on her lungs, and I'm not too sure of its origin. Without the proper instrumentation, I can't really check it out. Past that, her physical condition is as bad as Kuno's. A week's rest minimum, and preferably taking it out of any sort of physical exertion would be ideal. Of course, given their professions, I'm doubting that's going to happen. Try to keep Lamel out of a fight for at least 48 hours.
I'll do what I can.
Don't worry about the bill. Albrecht has already taken care of it. And he bids you adieu at probably midnight by that point.
At that point, I walk over to Lamel, make sure he, gets his first dose of whatever he's supposed to have.
The fucking, worst red fluid on the planet, for sure.
Not going to taste good.
And then I say to him, quietly, I have bad news.
That's all you ever give me, Dominus.
I know. You're not going to make it.
I knew it. Here, take this. It's a pouch of 200 gold. Make sure the rest of them have their prescriptions filled in. Go fuck yourself.
I was fucking with you, Ted.
My name's not Ted.
You're going to be fine.
I'm well aware.
Anyway.
As I pour myself booze to go along with the medicine.
Doctor didn't say nothing.
Yep. Anyways. Kuno's kind of touch and go, to be honest, from what the doctor said. He needs bed rest, serious bed rest for at least a week. The vicar, same, but even hairier. She's got some kind of disease in her lungs, and the doctor had no idea what that was. He didn't have the tools or anything that he needed to try to figure it out.
Is it contagious?
No clue.
We should isolate her just to be sure.
It's probably best if she is in a room, and more comfortable anyway.
I've got a room, and I, the room I have for Familia whenever they stay.
Mm-hmm.
Your
It's
bunk
just
bed
that.
situation.
Yeah, it's just the bunk beds.
You can probably throw Kuno's ass in there, too.
Nah, me and Kuno are cuddling, baby.
Where are me and Mom sleeping?
You have your own room, and I'm
Oh, that's
sure
right,
by
I
now
guess I
she
do.
has her own room.
I just assumed we were all sharing one bed.
So by this point, you and Mom have made some food that's stomachable, and
And there were carrots.
there were carrots added to it. She basically threw together a roasted meat. The potatoes and cabbage were quickly, roasted and stewed, respectively. The carrots were added to it as she just basically pan glazed them real quick. All of it is hearty, not really amazingly flavorful. She can cook. She's not a good one. starts making plates and tells you to start running them out to them.
I didn't drop it. Probably.
Athletics. Actually, acrobatics. You're dashing through the house.
No, I dropped it.
So we hear a clatter
A little bit.
of a metal plate. Okay.
How many net ones have you rolled?
2. I've made 3 rolls.
That's good odds.
Doing great.
So what do? You dropped it.
Biscuit!
No response.
The fuck you mean no response? I resummoned his ass.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. When I ran away for 10 minutes,
Oh, is it?
I ran to go get Biscuit.
I didn't hear that.
I said
I just heard I ran away for
when
10
they
minutes.
were playing Doctor, I went to go get my boy back.
Okay. Biscuit comes running.
I'm aware he did a die.
Biscuit comes running and gets about within 10 feet of you and just kind of goes. Like, kind of.
Can you help me clean that up? You don't have to eat the vegetable part.
Kind of like.
Okay, fine. I'll clean it up. And I put it on the plate and then I offer it to him.
Grabs a hold of the chicken and runs.
All right. And I put that plate nicely back together and on the table and hope no one notices.
It's metal.
Yeah, I meant like the presentation that was clearly spilled onto the floor. I picked it back up, put it on the plate, put it on the table, and hope no one noticed.
I'm going to roll at random as to whose that's going to be.
All I know is it's not mine, because I know which one it is.
All right, so
And it's not going to be Mom's either.
you go get some of the other plates and stuff like that.
And I won't run this time.
Probably a good idea. Biscuit's disappeared somewhere in the house to eat the chicken.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to find bones somewhere eventually.
It's all just under someone's bed. Just a fucking pile of bones.
Probably her own. Seems to be the most common place Biscuit would go.
It happens.
So,
It helps me get ingredients for my potions.
you all get food if you're willing to go to the dining room, apparently, for it.
I use my trident as a fucking walking stick as I'm like sticking my forks in the ground so I can hold myself up.
So you're fucking up your own tile and wood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's okay if I do it.
It's like, I'll have to replace that later, damn it. Okay. Knowing Kuno and the Vicar are definitely not going to get to the food, Mom runs them out, if you will. Given different kinds of portions, too, so that way they can eat it easily. The chicken's slightly stewed, and carrots and potatoes are thrown into it. The cabbage is just left out altogether. The next morning, I need you to make a medicine check for me. As you self-assess. It is probably... you don't have any normal medicine skill, so...
That's a 13.
Okay. So you're mostly functional, but you may want to take it slightly easy, lest you risk things, but you're fine otherwise.
Okay, I can breathe a little bit better. I'll be fine.
I took a long rest.
You hear a knock on your door.
This better be breakfast in bed.
Door opens up. Dominus is actually carrying a tray with hot tea and various breakfast stuff.
Does he have an apron on?
No, he didn't cook it himself. You fucking nuts? No, he's just trying to take care of all the injured people. He's making the rounds.
If Dominus cooked it, it wouldn't be edible.
Yeah,
It would have to have a few nuts and bolts in there.
exactly. Gotta get your minerals, you know.
Daily vitamins.
Yeah. But yeah, he actually, you were correct. It is breakfast in bed as he brings it in and kind of sets a tray there and says, I'll be back for that when you're done. And heads out.
Someone fucking loves me.
I'm gonna run in the bedroom, jump on the bed and sit next to you.
There is a cupcake on there, specifically.
I need your cupcake,
Little girl
apparently.
size cupcake.
What's up, little one?
Just hanging out. Yoink.
Kuno slowly rolls in the bed.
It's okay, sweetie.
Fuck you. Also, stop poking me.
My bad. You know I've got bony hips.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Oh. Did I get hit in the back too?
You were taking back shots, yeah.
Mm. When we were kids, we didn't hurt this bad, did we?
Nope.
Man,
Thanks, Anna.
Anytime.
I feel like I want to piss blood and, like, bend over and not get back up.
That sounds really painful. No. Fuck off, Kuno.
Where's the bathroom? No. He gets up, half stumbles, kind of clutches the bed a bit.
Here, use this. Fucking tried it.
What the fuck? Fine. It just kind of starts like old man hobbling and dragging. Hobble, drag, hobble, drag. And you see the door to the bathroom slightly open. And he just like falls and grips the side of the counter, dropping the trident at the door. The door does not close.
Mage hand.
Kink! And he just pushes the trident out and closes. Ow! Hey, Lamel.
What the fuck do you want, Kuno?
Do you know when your ribs hurt, you can't piss standing up?
No, I didn't.
You do now. Make sure you sit down.
Fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh, yeah, because you're a real man.
You know it, bitch.
You don't sound like you need that piece of bacon.
And I swear to God, if you were anyone else's child.
Why do you think I'm like this?
Full of...
It's the mom.
Fair enough.
I have to go to work.
Bye, Mom!
Tempted to take you with me.
That's probably a good idea.
What do you do again?
Important things.
I work for the Ministry of Industry.
Things
Is
neither of
something
us would
fun?
understand.
And I have to go around and audit places. Make sure
Can I
they're
yell
doing
at
it right.
someone?
You get to tell people that they're doing their job wrong. You're really good at that.
He's not wrong.
Alright, I'm in.
So you probably go get your things. Also, wear something nice.
Put on a dress.
It doesn't have to be.
Well, it's gonna be.
That's fine. No,
Biscuit's coming with.
I had already left the room.
oh,
After I dropped off.
then that might have been in the hallway.
Yeah. Because I went to go get a breakfast for Vicar.
Are you going to be alive later?
I'll be alive. Rather, I'm happy or not. It's an entirely different question.
I can make sure of it. It's fine.
She goes back out in the hall and then comes back real quick. Puts a small bottle down.
That's what I was gonna do.
It's a small batch made from down at Rathus.
Oh.
He just poured it out, and then he kept doing this.
Thankfully, sloshes around a bit.
And what would I do without you?
Everything you've done wrong over the last, I don't know. How old is she again?
How old are you again?
She's not there.
Fuck. I don't know. You had her, not me.
Wow, thanks for reminding me. I'm aware.
Ugh. I think she's 8.
So, for at least 7, let's see. You showed up in her life 5 years ago. You've half been present for that time, so I'll give you 2.5 on it. So for the first 5
I
years,
give myself 3, thank you.
fine, 4 years of her life,
Oh, damn, I'm good at bargaining.
you were where? That's right. Fighting and glory hounding.
Oh, I still do both of those. I just got really good at multitasking, apparently.
And you're going to be able to do that after this?
Oh, we'll see what happens.
Right.
Maybe I'll take that cushy job Xander offered.
He offered you a job. Why wouldn't you have taken that?
You wouldn't have liked the job.
Since when do you care what I think?
Since when do you think I haven't?
When you go back through this, you care now, you won't later. You'll care again. How long do you want me to rubber band?
Well, I've never wanted you to rubber band. Oh,
I'm aware. Hence the child.
I think it's a matter of understanding one another. I'm always...
Oh my god, that hurts! Oh, and then there's him.
Yeah. If you want a prime example of what Xander's jobs look like, point to Kuno there and scale it up by about half a
So,
notch.
instead of fighting for fame, you'll be fighting for someone else's glory.
There you go. Far less money. Supposedly safer, but you saw what just happened to Kuno. He dragged me into this.
Yeah, you haven't been this fucked up since we rolled around his, what was it, early 20s? Oh, that's right, you don't remember.
I remember the highlights.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anna comes running back in with Biscuit.
You can't take Biscuit.
Yes, I can.
You definitely can't.
Hold on. I run away. I come back with the hat. I put it on top of Biscuit. How about now?
She gets down. So cute. You still can't take Biscuit, but plays with the fox. It's all happy to play with it, but
I'm gonna look over to Biscuit. You're gonna follow us.
all right.
This is a talk for another time anyway.
Yeah. Come on, Anna. You look nice. And as you walk out,
Be safe, you two.
Is Biscuit actually following you?
I think my job is easier as she goes around the door.
It certainly is.
As you go over to check on the vicar, her breathing is super shallow. Like, you don't hear her breathing, you have to check, and when you finally do, it's like very light puffs. And it's incredibly long between them.
Another spamming of spare the dying yet again.
Well, in theory, after it's well enough to heal wounds a few times, a little bit. Not that it's going to help a whole lot, but...
I would say, in all honesty, Dominus probably looks like hell right now because he has not slept the entire night.
So you probably should take that exhaustion, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Dominus looks, he's starting to look as worse for wear as you do, only you're physically fucked and he's mentally done.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, I'm so fucking beautiful.
he does spare the dying. Doesn't have any healing left in the tank. None of that. He just makes sure to get her medicine. Try to force her to have, some fluid. Maybe even eat something. Doubtful, but
She can't eat anything that's much firmer than a basically boiled potato.
All right.
Like, she can't do it. Her mouth actually is barely opening, almost like she has lockjaw.
Yeah. He does what he can. And basically, he's like, spoon feeding her oatmeal and shit like that. So
She appreciates it. Getting a good look at her at this point, you start to realize, one, you guys' impression of how young she was a very false impression. You get a better estimate now. She's probably in her somewhere between her 50s and 60s. She's got wounds on her that are old enough that they should be not crippling, but definitely inhibiting her
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've already seen her in action. It doesn't seem to slow her down much. But any normal person would be crippled by this point. She has a gash on her left leg that's so deep the muscle hasn't even fully recovered. She shouldn't even be able to walk. And it's old enough that the scar has actually started to lighten. So it's past the dark stage, so it's easily 10 years old.
Jeez.
While she's laying there, the signs of aging are more apparent. Beyond the sickness, it's just obvious. The white that you thought it was in her hair and the blonde is faded into like this. It's not really gray. It's more like her hair is ghost white. And probably just platinumed out over time. When you take a look at Adrit, eventually. Adrit's woken up. He's mostly attending to some of his stuff. But he's doing a little off too. And tells you that he's going to have to figure out what's going on. He has the weird wheeze and shallow breaths she does too.
Alright.
And he doesn't look like he's slept at all. Outside of what you obviously know he has.
Damn it. Let's see here. Yeah, of course. This character does not have that. Oh well. I just try to make him comfortable, get him to take his medicine too, same kind of thing. I'm just Nurse Dominus here. Just going through and trying to do his best.
Later in the day, you find Adrit in Anna's shed, mixing stuff.
That bitch. He's not allowed in there.
You ain't there to stop
I
him.
know.
He's mixing stuff, and when you go to ask him anything about it, he briefly gives you a mumbled response. Something about addressing this as quick as he can. He's got books that he's pulled out, and he's clearly got a bunch of different things mixing from the set that Anna has. It's a bit of a mess.
I attempt to help him with my alchemy skills.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll.
Now there's 2 people in my shed.
Yeah, I don't help much at all with a
Like
nat
it's a
1
robot and a
for an
lizard?
8.
Okay, so you probably actually mess up some of his experiences, but not bad enough to actually. It just sets him back time.
Yeah.
Kuno eventually, obviously, came out of the bathroom, sees that you're drinking this mead. Every sip you take, this is almost like drinking just pure,
Rubbing alcohol.
thinned out honey from some of the sweetest flowers. You'd swear they mixed sugar in it, but of course they didn't. And it has small little bits of honeycomb in it.
Pretend you like honey.
In
That
real life, this sounds
delicious.
disgusting.
Oh, okay, sorry. If you actually like honeycomb, if any of you like honeycomb, you know this is amazing.
Bro, you know how much fucking honey I have? It's a lot. It's a lot of honey.
Why do you keep calling her honey then?
He doesn't actually.
Ooh.
Oh, I got called out. Fuck.
This is all fake.
In character, though, I see that Kuno is like probably crawling towards the bed at this point,
Because the trident's now moved away.
and I go, "It's so good!" as I try and drink as much of it as possible before he gets here.
You see a spectral hand come up that looks a lot like his and tries to like pull it away, but it doesn't have the strength you do. It grabs a hold of the bottle enough. Contested strength.
Are we just all
Did you not want it?
garbage today?
Oh, yeah.
The mage hand, which can only take 10 pounds, still takes it out of your hand and brings it to Kuno. Because you can't hold on to it strong enough.
Oh, that's awesome.
As it slowly starts coming to Kuno, you see it start dipping as the hand, and his concentration's kind of a little messed up for a moment. And he gets it to start pouring a little.
You can do it, Kuno. Come on.
Starts to pour it a little bit. Ah, fuck. It kind of like holds on to the bottle after it finally delivers to him.
Don't piss yourself, Kuno.
No promises. This come from your wife?
Yeah. Or she's not my wife.
You lived together for 5 years. You sure?
I don't know.
You even have a kid.
Did you just hear that awkward ass conversation?
I was dying, no. By the way, if you have a maid, I recommend getting them here. Provided you can make it out that door either.
We'll see. As I begin to attempt to stand and walk.
You can, it just sucks. Wait, no, hey! I have the mead, you need to help me.
What the fuck I need to help you for?
Because I need to get up.
No, you don't. Drink on the floor.
Okay.
I fucking help
Mm-hmm.
Rock-a-bye, babe.
You bitch. He sits on the end of the bed. I'm close enough. Good enough. As he kind of like flops in a little bit more to get it to his knees. So that way his ass is back on the bed instead on the ledge.
Mm-hmm. I know we have house staff. Not that I've fucking remembered any of their names.
We have house staff?
Sounds right. Give me a sending stone if you're going to go out there. I need a report. Actually, just give me my bag.
Where the fuck did you put your bag?
You carried me off the island. I don't know where my bag is.
I didn't grab a bag.
Motherfucker.
Did you leave your fucking bag on that island?
If you didn't grab it, then yes.
We're not We weren't supposed to be on the island. We need to get the bag.
Well, it's not like the vicar's gonna find out.
No, but fucking someone will. Someone goes there, surely.
Wait. As he's kind of like looking out the window, and he's just like, no. He starts like, and then kind of gets up a bit and starts hobbling over to the window.
Use your words, dumbass.
Where's the fucking island?
I look. Is there a fucking island?
No, you don't see an island. You just see the other side of the lake.
Wait. Which fucking island you talking about here?
Yeah, there's a fucking island out there.
Fucking islands. Fucking islands everywhere.
Hey, Kudo. I think it's safe to say we're fucked.
No, I think it's safe to say that the bag is totally not going to be found.
We destroyed a sacred fucking island.
What's this wee shit? We weren't there. The vicar destroyed a fucking island. I didn't do nothing. Also,
What if she opens her fucking mouth, Kudo? We beat the shit out of her.
puts the meat down on the windowsill. I have an idea.
God, I hate that fucking noise. You having fucking ideas. It's gonna be the last one I ever fucking hear out. Oh my god.
Is the
Kudo.
vicar in the house?
Not like she could fucking get up and walk away.
Even better.
Oh, God.
Fuck. Kudo, spill it.
No, because then it's conspiracy.
Are you telling me to kill a fucking vicar?
I quite literally am not.
I believe you are.
No, I believe I'm not.
You're highly suggesting it, which is basically conspiracy.
So far I've only thought something along those lines.
Job security for you, though.
That really depends. Where's Dominus?
Where is Dominus?
He's in the shed with Mommy Adrit.
Yeah.
Oh, this opens up a perfect opportunity.
I see him. Kind of gets the window open, but knocks the meat onto the floor. There's not a lot left, but it starts pouring out. No. Damn it. But I see Dominus. He's in the shed. As his head's like half out the window.
Also, now I'm more concerned as to either they left the door wide open, or there's now a window in my shed that's
No, the door would be
covered.
open.
I walk away,
You walk out of the room.
heading towards the vicar.
Oh god.
He pulls his head out. Lamel. Oh, fuck. What do you do?
You know the good old pillow snuffing?
Yeah, so the thing
You know how she's having trouble breathing?
Yeah,
I'm gonna help with that.
Oh gosh.
that's contested strength.
Because it's a prone target, do I have advantage?
No, you quite literally should have disadvantage, but yeah, go ahead and roll neutral. And I'm going to roll with disadvantage because I have a disease that's crippled me.
19.
Roll a die.
So she also rolled a 19. But at disadvantage, she rolled a 14.
Oh.
And, her natural strength is only a +2.
Mine's +0, so.
So you're stronger than her. You start to walk back in. I need you to roll your unarmed damage for me.
I thought you were going to say deception.
That's 8 magic damage.
I'm not worried about the
What?
magic. It's
You
just
deal magic damage on a pillow?
With my. He said unarmed, so like that's.
Oh.
the magic part doesn't really
I
matter.
was like, how are you unarming a pillow?
I'm
It's-
seeing
it's
if you
a
can kill her
magic
before he
pillow.
walks in the room.
It's a magic pillow.
You get into the ballroom, and you and Adrit made something that might work.
Okay.
It's a test at best. He drank some of it, feels a little better,
Mhm.
and theorizes it'll help at least in the short term, so that you can get better attention. You gonna keep going?
Is she breathing?
She's struggling.
Yeah, I was like, that's the key word.
Do I hear them at all?
Here, no,
Okay.
not in the ballroom. You wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. So I've got enough time for at least another one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep suffocating.
Okay.
Contested strength?
Yep, I'm at disadvantage.
16.
+2 is at 9.
Another 8 damage.
Nice. You make it into the hallway, which is the junction rooms, and I need you to make a perception check. At disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage, of course.
He's succeeding at the
Because-
strength contest, so she's not able to make enough noise.
Disadvantage, of course, because why would it be? Yeah, I don't know shit. That was a 4 in total.
Okay. Would you like to continue?
Is she still breathing?
Still struggling.
I need to, yeah.
Okay.
Five.
Okay. So you don't do any actual damage this round. She kind of pulls the pillow off and starts to take a breath. It's not much of one. Perception again.
Disadvantage still?
Neutral.
Neutral. 6.
It's okay. Kuno's only got a 9.
Kuno was watching the window the whole time and he didn't realize they left the shed.
Mm-hmm.
No, as soon as he realized Lamel wasn't in the room, he started trying to hobble out of the room.
Ah.
And he's on the other side of the building. It's up to you if you continue.
If she is coming to, then no. I will not. Because I am not going to get caught trying to murder a vicar in front of my allies.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to sleight of hand fluff the pillow as if I'm trying to help her out and like elevate her chest, like get her in more of a medical pose.
Are you trying to fool her or them?
Fluff the pillow on her
Slide a hand
face.
for me.
13.
Okay. Perception again. At advantage.
Plus 8.
Hot damn.
That's a little better. 11.
Your sleight of hand's the slight mark, but okay. So you can hear that somebody's in the room as you were getting ready to open the door. You also hear footsteps that are very unsteady that are in the main room
Okay.
by the foyer.
Well, I'm getting ready to open the door, so I might as well peek inside before I go check out the footsteps. So.
Lamel's fluffing a pillow.
Ah, good. Adrit, do you want to try your concoction?
Goes to go up and everything.
So he's walking up with the potion right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to sleight of hand. I'm going to stumble and attempt to knock the potion out of his hand by accident.
Okay. You would like to contest that, I'm assuming.
Perception.
Yeah.
27.
I would not even bother rolling. I can't get that high.
You should roll anyway.
I can't get that high.
You should roll anyway.
10.
Okay.
19 plus 8, yeah.
I have a +1, and I've been rolling shit as it is.
You knock it. I rolled a 19 for Adrit's dexterity save, and he catches it. With his tail.
Good catch, Adrit.
Be more careful, Lamel. Goes over to give it to her. Lifts her head up. She's barely conscious to start with.
Now that Adrit's in there dealing with things, I turn to go find the footsteps.
As you come around the corner, Kuno has been dragging himself across the house.
I pick him, I help him get up and like support him. Like, you shouldn't be out. Should be laying down.
Oh, it's ominous. Let me rest just a second.
I should have been rolling at disadvantage anyway, even though because of exhaustion.
No, you're fine. Actually, just pick me up and carry me to the vicar's room.
Okay.
And then I need a sending stone. One of the...
Oh. Thought you had one in your bag. As Dominus pulls out his bag.
Yeah, vicar's room.
I help him.
Okay. So with all of you in the vicar's room, you walk into a warehouse with your mom.
Who do I get yelled at?
There's a bunch of people moving around on an open floor. There's 8 doors in total, 6 on the front side, 2 on the side track. The side ones are smaller, but they're single carts that go up, while the larger ones are full-size wagons. People are loading and unloading, mostly barrels of hard goods like nails and bolts, ties, some of it's lumber. And there's a set of stairs on the back side that goes up into like an office piece. Oh, dear, we're going to go and talk to a manager.
All right, Karen.
She starts going up the steps. She gets catcalled at least once. She gets a little bit of lip from someone else about being in the way.
Oh, does she?
Hmm?
They get a little bit of damage coming their way.
Okay.
I gotta tell you which damage momentarily. And figure out how I'm defending my mother.
You really need vicious mockery.
Right?
Can I have him do a Constitution save?
Which one?
The one who mocked my mom.
Okay. Good, I didn't pass 11.
He gets teleported into like a hole or a step or something that he can trip on slightly.
So it does step down to where the wagons are at, so
Perfect.
they have leverage.
Yeah, so
It's a loading
some
dock,
bit
if you
of
will.
a trippery.
As he falls and everything, you hear an audible cry. As probably his leg got caught on something.
Not my fault.
Yeah, with a dex of 3. I'm fairly certain.
Someone should help him. He sounds like he's crying.
Oh shit! I start running over. As you go upstairs and everything, Mom pushes open the door. There's a couple of desks in there, mostly people just doing paperwork and whatnot. One person is constantly shouting into a tube that's next to the desk. That goes
Intercom.
up and through in the wall. There's another set of doors on the backside that look like they're nicer offices with blinds. They're wood slats. They're open.
There any magic within here like there was in Dominus's
Not on that
layer,
level.
if
No,
you will?
not even close
Okay,
on that
so
level.
nothing I can harvest for my own
No. Everything in
Okay.
here, with the exception of a couple of very small things, are
like lights
super
and
minor
shit. Nothing.
artifacts.
Okay.
Like, there's magic present, but it's super small. And these people are probably not capable of it at all.
I didn't think so. Pretty these are just regular ass bitches.
So she goes up to the first desk. I'm here to see Dellin. Dellin. Apparently, there's some discrepancies in the finances. Person slightly confused. She points to one of the rooms. She picks up her case off the thing. Her case isn't like a full briefcase. It's actually closer to a bifold bag, but it's slightly more narrow and long. Instead of like a doctor's bag, it'd be a little bit longer than that.
Almost like an artist's portfolio.
Yeah, just not quite that long, but same concept.
Okay.
And she just starts walking. Doesn't even wait for somebody to give her permission or otherwise.
We got permission.
She slightly straightens up her clothes a little, smooths out her pants,
Prestidigitation.
makes it look even better because I'm sure there's dust everywhere, including the chair. As she opens the door, Dellin, I'm here on behalf of the Ministry of Industry, and it seems there's discrepancies in your audit. We looked through the numbers. We've had a couple of our accountants look through some of the things that are going on, and I understand your connections with Palmaris have gotten some of the goods that came in. However, it shows an overage. If you look on 16th column, third mark in there, you will see your client, Telin Industries. They didn't report findings when we talked to them, though you said you were paid. Opens up her case, pulls out some papers, puts it down. Just read that number for me. It says 0. Yeah, exactly. You reported 19,321. Care to explain?
I'm gonna look at him. And he's gonna make a save. I don't remember which one it is. Give me 2 seconds.
Dexterity. As she fireballs.
Blows the whole
baby.
fucking room up.
A wisdom save.
Hardcore failed.
Good.
With a 2.
He is charmed, and his speed is 0, and he's considered incapacitated. However, I think you should do what this nice lady is saying.
I should do that. Pulls out a drawer, taps the bottom of it, and a second piece comes out, and he pulls out a red book. Puts it on the table.
I'm gonna grab it, hand it to Mom.
Make a history check at disadvantage as you get a glance at it.
Ooh. 9.
It's enough to briefly recognize that it's one of the familiars. You just don't know which one. Huh. Dealing with the familiars. Interesting. Starts looking through it. There's more discrepancies than I thought. My office is going to enjoy this. Puts it in her bag. I will make sure that one of the watchers comes and pays you a small visit by the end of the day. Come on, honey.
Also, you have an unsafe working environment.
Oh, she's gonna fuck you up.
You go through about 7 more of these in total, where there's similar things. Is there a repeat of chaos that you cause?
Absolutely.
Okay. You learn a couple of things. One, your mother is amazing at math. You kind of had an idea since she's tutored you a little. The other thing is she isn't a pencil pusher. She's an auditor, and she does field work. She works under one of the vicars. Not directly, but more or less. And she is adjacent to the Oncology Inquisition. So she can audit military as well.
She actually OP.
In a pencil pusher way.
Did
yeah.
she see the vicar in the house?
There's no way she couldn't have at some point.
Did she? Was there a recognition? Okay, so it wasn't. That's not the one she works for.
No, that one's works for war.
Okay, so
That's the military
she
side.
would realistically be industry anyway.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. I can actually give you the vicar's name too. Once this opens up.
It's Bill.
Is it similar chaos you caused throughout the course of the whole thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Science guy.
So you actually finish up a little early and return to the Ministry of Industry's office, where she
I'll probably cause less mayhem there.
where she meets up with a few other people that are in her division with her. She works on a 12-person team. She's not in charge of it by any means. In fact, you guess she's close to the low end on the totem pole for that. But you get to meet a Lucius Zulik Tiak.
Lucius.
Just put Lucius Tiak. It'll make things simpler for you.
You don't need the A in Lucius.
Well, I did. I heard Lucius, so
Yeah,
that's
A
what I put.
Lucius.
That's what I put.
He is the Vicar of Guilds. He's dressed relatively normally, in the sense that he looks the part of a pencil pusher for the IRS, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
He wears a suit.
He just looks brainy.
Yeah, he's got hair that's a little bit of a mess because he probably doesn't take care of it. His skincare routine is just good enough to pass a bar of soap. His clothing is clean. He carries himself with some poise, but has a slight hunch, probably from constantly writing over things, and is basically a nerd.
Nerd, you're a
That's a positive term.
Nerd,
We're nerds too. Or geeks, depending if you're a specialist.
Nobody likes you.
Jason's a specialist, alright.
There we go. Basically has this little bit of a meeting. Throughout the process of the meeting, they're investigating a couple of different guilds and a company that is Future Light Industries. It's a power company.
Mm-hmm. Is that the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty fly.
It depends if they have a rabbi. And since we've not talked about any religions that near that,
Yeah.
I have to roll for that one.
What are we rolling for?
give me 3 away.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
It's okay. In the course of the discussion about Future Light Industries, you basically half the team, including your mom, is assigned to it to investigate claims the company is establishing itself on, saying that they're going to be able to provide power to roughly 80% of Balsan, the capital, not the country, within the next 5 years. They have pulled permits for building what they are referring to as load and distribution centers throughout the city. And they're even in the plans, you kind of gloss over at some point and probably barely care, but would include going all the way out to the gates and into some of the poorest sectors of the city as well. There's no distinction of the load from what they're saying. Interestingly, you do catch them mentioning Priya's name twice. And Dominus's once, as the engineer that confirms the load and expectations and timetables. You knew where this was going. The odd part is their names. Dominus isn't synonymous with Future Light Industries.
Mm-hmm.
Priya is listed as a financial backer, nothing else. And she's the one that has submitted some of the paperwork, but ownership of the company belongs to Dominus, according to the paperwork.
Okay.
Past that, you kind of gloss over and don't really pay attention to too much, except one last tidbit that kicks up, saying that they're going to run these lines from coal into the city. And they're saying that they're going to be able to distribute that as a test, and within 15 years be able to scale it, so that any major city would then be able to get it with an allotment of approximately 3 years build time after that initial test phase. And they need at least 3 clans to authorize it beforehand.
Man, she's getting lore dumped.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and there's a whole fucking paragraph of notes, Andrew.
This is only what she's catching. She's not even paying attention to all of it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have cared to pay attention to most of it.
She's an 8-year-old. She's
I'm an 8-year-old in a fucking board meeting.
yeah.
As the meeting ends and everything, a couple of the people, one probably messes your hair just to be cute about it, which that makes sense. Another one actually baby talks briefly to you, even though you're an 8-year-old. Not really paying attention to your actual age.
Well, I will baby talk back to her.
Nice. But the vicar's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Lucius comes up, and he's got a small piece on a hard leather box that's on his side at all times, and he kind of reaches into it, and he pulls out a simple little folding pad, and inside's a sponge, and he takes his ring off. You must be Anna. I've heard about you multiple times from your mother. And you know what? I bet you can do a lot of good work for us one day. She says you're really good at figuring out complex problems for your age.
For any age, but yeah.
I guess modesty didn't really fall in that one, but that probably comes from your father. She's told me that you started building some things.
Mm-hmm. I pull out my handy dandy
Roll of daggers.
roll of daggers. Yeah.
He kneels down enough to basically come down to your level, but it's not like he's straining to do it.
Yeah.
He just sits there at your level, just kind of leaning back on his knees
Mm-hmm.
enough. And starts
How
asking
old is this guy?
30s. Okay. Just guessing. Plus or minus 5 years in any direction.
Yeah.
Just curious, what does it do?
Stabs things. It's a dagger.
It's just a regular dagger? Can I see? Kind of like flexes the blade a little bit. Plays with the pommel, tries to unscrew the top of it, tries to spin the crossguard. Did you weld it together?
Something like that.
Hot metal onto the blade inside the guard? Okay, that's a weld. What about the end, the ball here on the end? Did you screw it on, or did you actually also weld it on?
Well,
So it's one solid piece. And the wrap? Is this something that you made, or did you buy it?
I don't buy things.
Ooh.
I obtain things through means of my own.
It's a good thing I don't work for law, right? We'll keep that between us. Don't worry about it.
Do you want something more exciting?
Sure. Hand you back your dagger.
I'll pull out, because I'm sure I've had time to make a few more of them, one of those batteries.
Oh.
Thing.
Okay. You're going to hand it to him?
Yeah.
Now, that is unique. And you made this on your own?
Mostly.
What's mostly?
Wasn't my initial idea, but yes.
And what exactly is being stored inside?
Magic.
I guess a better question is what kind of spirit is inside? It says it really low, almost conspiratorially. Arcana. I assume these are the ones that you got from stealing from Jason's ley line.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
Dominus's ley line.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So you can identify this however you want to, but they are essentially energy types would be radiant and necrotic spirits. Okay. Necrotic spirits are always spirits of entropy. They slowly degrade something no matter what, and they're forced to sit in a small portion of the box no matter what. Those have to be there. You could replace the radiant one with something electrical, lightning based, that kind of like zips around like Sonic inside it, or it could be something that just kind of flows like water, but it would still be electrical. Or you can use radiant ones, and radiant ones are basically slightly humanoid looking moving things of light that just have these two white hot eyes that slowly float around on their body.
I call them the Matter Brothers.
Ooh. Okay.
What's the matter, brother?
I was waiting. What's the matter with you?
Because one of them creates and one of them destroys, but together.
Balance?
Yeah.
How long does it last?
I haven't tested that one yet.
You want to?
Yes.
What kind of things does it plug into?
Me. I don't know what a plug is.
What do you put it into?
I hold it.
And then do what?
Magic.
He starts picking up some of the things on the table, so it's a clear table, and then discreetly goes over to the door and closes it. He doesn't lock it or nothing, but he does close it, so it's only the three of you in the room. Your mom understands enough to move out of the way that this is probably not going to be smart.
Well, not even that. I've done plenty of stupid shit. She's been around me for years. She knows.
She even takes some of the chairs and moves them off towards the wall.
She actually makes a fort out of the chairs and moves behind it.
I was going to say the ones in the corner. Yeah, definitely. 100%. She's like, I know where this is going. And he takes, it's basically, it looks like a bishop from a chess set, but it's actually a form of a weight. And puts it down, taking it from a scale set it came from. It's made out of metal. It should be simple iron, if that matters. Can you shape it?
I try to shape it into a dagger.
With magic, please.
Yeah. Mage hand. Like Play-Doh.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, so your hand kind of like starts playing around with it, but nothing really happens.
Okay, Mage hand doesn't work. Fireball's probably not the next best option.
Otherwise, you can tell you. You can tell your mom's prepared in case. She's gonna get advantage on that deck save.
Well, like I said, Mage hand didn't work.
And cover. My daughter throws the fire.
No, that's not gonna help me.
Remember, kids, don't yell fire in a boardroom. Make it happen.
It runs in the family.
Remember, kids, only you can prevent 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of a man with a fucking club.
So wrong.
I'm gonna attempt to use the spell incorrectly. Absorb elements. I want to. I don't know how this is fucking work. Absorb in some of the iron that it's made of and try to remake it into something else on the way out.
Make an Arcana check at disadvantage. The spell's not going to really work that way, but there's something you could do.
Oh, that's a number. Arcana is a +4, which makes that a 13.
Okay. So, absorb elements, you can choose different kinds of elements that you would normally receive.
I know how the spell functions. I said incorrectly.
Right. You instead force it to draw a certain amount of it, the element that would be present, and
Like make it malleable kind of thing.
you essentially, if you draw out the cold from it, it'll get hot temporarily. It's not going to really heat metal. It's not
Yeah,
that
hot
strong.
enough to do something.
But
Kinda.
if you, I can't remember if you can choose necrotic and radiant.
Sure, why not?
Thank you. Can you?
Oh,
I
Good
forgot.
question.
I'll allow it.
I mean, I'm okay with it because I'm the DM. So let's say you briefly,
It says
Play with
element,
necrotic.
so sure.
let's say you briefly do, or you pull the radiant out of it.
Okay.
So that the necrotic spirals out and just starts eating it away so it breaks down. It's very brief. Object-wise, it probably only does a single point to whatever its health would be. It's not enough to break it or even truly damage it, but it does do something. Now what?
I'm gonna try and make it look like a dagger by putting, shaping it and putting the cold back in.
The vicar's kind of watching you. Make a dexterity.
19 on the die for a dirty 20.
Okay. As you start to kind of probably more physically shape it with, because you can't really hold it and do it with magic. As you're starting to shape parts of it, the vicar's watching with a lot of intent. Do you pay attention to him at any point?
I probably wouldn't think to, no.
Okay. He walks over to your mom at one point. That's probably high enough sleight of hand. Make a perception for me.
No.
Okay.
It's my fourth one, by the way.
Comes back. I'm just gonna keep making Jen roll if I want to see bad things happen.
Yeah.
Comes up to you and everything and is very curious. So what does the battery do?
Now I'm gonna absorb this battery. And in theory, get my spell slot back.
Arcana?
Just so you know, took me a moment to get to it.
That's
but,
a nat 20 for a 24.
You can get a level 1 spell back.
Fuck yeah.
But the rules
cantrip.
for absorb elements, it specifically says acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage.
Oh, okay, so
Just those two.
she could have had it. Acid would have worked just as well.
Yep.
I didn't think radiant and necrotic were
No.
on it, and my brain was like going, that doesn't sound right. Because it's usually the same thing dragons can play
Yeah.
with. Okay. As that happens, the battery's useless the minute you do it.
Yeah. I took the stored magic.
Now that's interesting. And you can make these.
Given the material, yeah.
What kind of materials?
Magic.
Someone else's life's work.
And a holding device of some sort. Typically this nice little ball seems to be working.
So you just need magic in your presence to do that?
So far.
Want to test it? Okay. He goes ahead and begins to cast. Make an Arcana if you want to know what it is. If not, don't worry about it.
Power word kill.
Not gonna be that crazy.
13.
Okay. So initially he turns on detect magic because he wants to see what's happening.
Fair enough.
Right? Makes sense. It's like, what does he do?
Alright. Solid.
I'm going to use the roll for the next part of this too. He goes ahead and starts to mend the object.
I just fixed it.
Well, he's just
No,
fixing holes, right?
I know.
And as he's doing it, he's slowly shaping around the object with his hand. And it's almost like it's just warping it a little in places, pushing it around like it's clay, but he's not actually touching it.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free.
Alright. I'm gonna try to siphon the magic he's currently using and put it back into that ball.
Contested Arcana.
That's a 8.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. Just kind of walk all over that. Okay.
Maybe it's not strong enough.
Like the spell?
Yeah.
I mean, I can try something stronger. Sure. We'll up it just a little. Won't go too crazy here. The room's still flammable.
Yes, I didn't blow it up.
We'll try something slightly different. He starts to like wave his hands over the sides of it, and as he does, little spirits start coming under the table and start putting building blocks, motes of energy together. And they start taking shape into like a plate
Alright.
with food on it.
I will
and a bottle
say,
gets built.
one of the things I'm going to attempt to do while I'm doing this is use some of my hypnotic gaze power to try to charm the creatures into doing what I need them to for this one.
Interesting. Okay.
So we'll see.
Jen doesn't have counterspell, which she's going to try.
Is that another one?
Yes, it is.
Hey, guess what doesn't happen?
Nothing.
So
Nothing happened.
doesn't seem to work out.
Maybe our spells just aren't strong enough, man.
Very hesitant to go much higher than this. Where exactly did you get the energy from the first time?
It's on a need-to-know basis.
Oh, did you form a company around it? Or at least a guild?
I didn't. Someone did, I'm sure.
Okay. And, does that person have a name?
Probably.
Okay.
Need to know basis.
Fair enough. I won't push too hard. All right. Do you want to try one more time?
Yes. Come on. Stop holding back on me.
Polymorph.
Okay.
Wish.
He takes his hand out, puts it out over the table. As he's putting it out there, he takes from inside his jacket, pulls a golden thread out of the jacket itself, which partially messes up the shoulder. Wraps it as he starts going around his fingers, and he does. Spirits start basically wrapping themselves up the golden thread and start building a sphere in his hand. No, it is not Rasengan. Don't do it. And he dumps it on the table. And it just slowly gets a little bit bigger. Feel free.
You said don't do it.
What?
You said don't do it a
I
second
think he
ago.
was talking to me.
Oh, I was
No.
like, that's why I wasn't rolling.
No, go.
21.
You pull something off of it.
Take it.
Enough to slow the spell down. It doesn't really actually do much else. So, as the sphere is finishing its construction, you can tell he's concentrating to get the spell to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And something about his facial features. He's delighted, but makes you suspect.
Suspect what? Can I insight him? There we go. The thing I know how to do.
Mel doesn't incite bitches.
That's a number.
Bitches come crawling from him.
Ooh. It's a 14.
He is getting a very sadistic glee out of this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like, his face is very happy looking, but it's to the point where it's almost maniacal. It's
Fair.
brief, but it's there, and he's like going, I found something.
Fair enough. All right.
You didn't find shit.
It was hand delivered to your doorstep. Alright, I'm
He
still
snuffs the
gonna-
spell out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep attempting to
Yeah.
battery it up.
He snuffs out the spell, and the battery's not even charged enough to do
Alright,
anything.
I tell you, it's not strong enough spells. I don't know what else you need. I'm 8.
That's fair. We should really get you some proper training.
Yeah.
Can I see your hand for a second?
I look over at my mom. Alright.
He pulls out that little opening with the sponge, takes the ring and dabs it a few times, and then stamps your hand.
What's this thing?
It'll stick around for about 3 days or so. if you take that up to the academy, they'll not worry about the cost.
You can also get into the VIP room at the club down the street.
She's not old enough, you wouldn't mention it. On that happy note, day kind of finishes up and everything and slowly start to head home. For you guys, everybody's gone about probably resting and finding food and going through their day. You probably finally get enough.
I finally, yeah,
It's Industry Academy?
No, that's the Socio Arcanum.
Okay.
It's the same place Adrit went.
And
you.
8 years old, enrolled in fucking college.
They grim children.
Yeah, especially this one.
it's Hogwarts, man.
It's you definitely have seen kids in the school before. They go through specialized classes, but nonetheless.
No, yeah. Dominus finally just at the end of his stamina and just he passed out for a while, long while.
So as the evening starts to approach, as you're walking home, it's never been a sense that you recall. It kicks in. You get this throbbing back of the head kind of headache that's just sitting there. It doesn't hurt so bad that it's crippling.
It's like the Harry Potter scar feel.
No. We're gonna walk away from all those references right now. No, it's like a migraine coming on, but it's not there yet. And then it kind of settles away, and you get like this anxious shake.
If I assume this is as I'm walking.
As you're getting close to home.
If I back up, does it get stronger again? Okay.
You're noticing as you're getting close to the house, it's getting stronger.
Oh, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Lovely. Perfect. Are we expecting visitors? More than what's currently there?
At the house. And that's where I go to break. We'll be back in approximately 10 minutes, and who's at the door?
Me!
Death
I'm
itself.
home! Surprise!
Never know. You never know. But, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Just keep in mind, if you would like to super chat us, if you are on YouTube, we would greatly appreciate it to help support the channel. We will read those out. And who knows, if you do it, something that might affect the game, I might do it. You don't know.
I know.
I'll probably do it, depending.
Andrew's pretty maniacal like that.
He is.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
I'll do it again. If you're on Twitch, feel free to spend those channel points to give any advantage or disadvantage as well. It is the beauty of watching on Twitch.
I had blue
Alright.
on my red.
Anything else from anyone?
Go buy stuff from my website.
Wow, okay, so we're going to plug twice.
Yeah.
Fuck it 3 times. Buy stuff from our website.
That's the same plug.
You asked if
Buy
I
stuff
had
from their website.
anything.
Oh my god.
You asked if I had
See you in about
anything.
10 minutes. We'll be back.
What other things was I supposed to have?
So we are back. As you're walking up the street, your head starts to hurt a little bit.
Yay!
And your mom kind of looks at you funny for a moment. You okay?
Yeah, are we expecting visitors?
I would assume a doctor. Your father looked pretty messed up. His friends looked worse. Except Dominus. He seems okay. I'll send Priya a message when I get back. We'll see if she can maybe come get him. So, on the door.
Odd or even, Jason. No. One die.
All right.
Odd or even. Pick it now.
Odd.
Even. I'm answering the door.
Thank God, because Dominus didn't want to. He just woke up like 5 minutes ago and just got dressed.
So,
This is a very late reaction of me coming to the door. Opens up door.
as you open the door, how do you typically look when you look at a door? Is it like up? Is it a little bit down? Do you pan?
I kind of expect everyone to be around my same height, so I'm kind of just looking straight forward.
Roughly, you're looking at someone's chest. It's gold-plated, very intricate metallic armor with these red painted-on components to it, or probably even inserted in as separate plates. And it's a motif of two armies clashing together. You're staring at.
Does this immediately appear recognizable to me?
Yeah, sure. If you look slightly up, it's a helmet that looks to be an individual's that forms their face pretty well. But the front plate is more or less a mask of nothing. It's like a drama mask that has no specific visage. It goes up into a crown that looks like a victory laurel. But instead of going into with leaves, they're spines that go all the way around. On the shoulders, it's not much in the way of like true pauldrons. They are just the round articulating pieces. But each piece has a different scene, like an instruction manual for martial arts, for a soldier at war. At the leg pieces, there's a war skirt that's made out of what looks to be gold rings and chain. And interwoven in between it are red sashes. It's kind of like, think of like a kilt, but instead of it having the fibers in between, the weaving is the red cloth, but there's rings to make up the actual pleats of the actual kilt. There's no weapon on the individual. Their legs are similarly ornate, but less specific. They actually look like unmarked graves, swords left on the field, pikes, axes, whatever. The individual is probably close, but not quite 7 foot tall. You don't know how much the armor is actually adding to that or not. They bend down enough. May I come in?
I suppose you look important enough. Come in.
Clink, clink.
Can I get you some water or anything?
Sure. Walks in, goes over to the couch, sits down with this heavy, like,
Couch breaks.
Oh no, the leather's getting. Oh no. The oil alone. Oh no. I get him some water though. I'm not a dick. As pissed as Lamel is, he's not a dick.
Wait. Is this the same Lamel?
He's a selective dick. Okay. I get him some water, and I suppose I sit in the chair adjacent to the couch. How can I help you?
He is sitting fully man-spreaded, right? He's not leaning back to nothing, straight backed as it gets, slightly forward, kind of like, it's going to sound cliche-ish a bit, maybe not. Have you seen the movies where people are sitting in chairs? It's common for Mongolians, but sometimes they do this for like Romans. Every now and then they'll do it for like knights, but it's very unusual. Where it's got that chair that's slightly raised and it has that high back arc.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to sit forward because you can't actually lean back in the chair at all. So they're sitting partially at the edge, which is partially why they do the man spread thing where one knee is slightly high to balance themselves and the hands are down. I am here for my vicar.
Your vicar?
I'm going to need to repeat myself.
No, I don't think you will.
He takes the glass of water. The helmet is lifted a bit. It's basically a piece in the front. It doesn't like fold up. It actually is a cade, so it comes off. But it only reveals here. And he just drinks a little bit. Strong-jawed individual. Bit of a mustache, no beard.
Does he pass the save for the deadly poison? No.
Lamel didn't tell me that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, unless our water supply suddenly got fucked up.
I gotta drink that water too.
Well, I'll take you right to her.
Bring her to me.
Dominus!
I assume is that room upstairs or downstairs?
Down.
Yeah.
It's across from Anna's.
Oh, okay. Come from down the hall because I was actually down with the vicar after I woke up, checking on her and making sure everything's okay.
Oh, if you check on her when you got up?
Yeah.
Madison. Madison.
Mm-hmm. 17. She dead?
At some point while you were sleeping,
Somebody put a pillow on her face.
she did. You don't know how she died. She is definitely dead. She looks relatively peaceful outside the general pains that she was in. Doesn't look like struggle. But you're probably not an investigator to determine that. Unless you'd like to roll investigation, that's on you.
I'm way better at that than I am at medicine, that's for damn sure.
That's up to you if you want to. I'm not going to stop you.
Sure. Doesn't mean my roll will show that I'm better at it. Yeah, no, the roll's horrible. 13.
I don't see any real direct signs of foul play.
Alright, I come walking down the hall. Real fucking grim look on my face. What?
Bring the vicar here.
I may need some assistance.
Sure.
You get in the room. Domina starts bodily picking her up. She doesn't make a single sound.
She passed away.
I want you to understand just how fucked we are.
Why are we fucked? We attempt to heal her and help her.
Dominus, I'm
We
gonna-
even have a doctor that came and said that it was touch and go.
I know you have a lot of faith in humanity here, but let me just spell this one out for you. That man on that couch, he called it his vicar.
Really?
And she died in this house.
So, back door?
No. I don't know how good you are at kissing ass, but time to pucker up.
Not really a strong suit.
Yeah, that explains a lot. Let's go. We bring the corpse of the vicar to the
How?
paladin.
I want to know how you went to the room to this individual.
Actually, in order to bring her out,
I imagine I've got the feet, you've got the
well, no.
arms.
You talk about kissing ass. We need to show respect and deference.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Sorry, I tried. I tried so hard to
I
hold
never
that in.
respected nobody
Yeah.
a day in my life.
Could not hold it in. I tried so hard.
Thank you. I tried to set that up really good.
Get me the wheelbarrow. I have an idea.
I'm sorry.
Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm sorry. You want to cart out the...
No, just
Weekend at Bernie's.
trust me for once.
All right. You're a funeral pal. Bring in the fucking wheelbarrow.
As you're walking down the street, that's getting more intense. And then it just goes away to a hum of like almost music that you can hear. It sounds like a war chant that's sitting in your ears, just enough that it's barely audible. You ever had ringing in your ears from Yeah, it's the same kind of thing, only instead of it having that sound, it's just a war chant. It has a meter, has a rhythm to it, no words. That makes sense.
Cool.
You are within 3 houses of the estate, which, mind you, they're full estate, so you're probably a quarter mile away.
I think we have unwanted guests.
Honey, are you all right?
No.
She kind of like kneels down a bit, puts her one leg in, her one knee down into the dirt because she doesn't balance like a vicar did. And kind of like looks at you and everything. Light touch. You sure?
I'm sure I'm not okay yet.
Anything I can do? Do you want me? You want to pay you back?
I mean, yeah, but like, I got a weird feeling about going home.
We'll have to see when we get there. We're almost there. And she picks you up. It takes her a tiny bit of effort, but she's not a frail woman.
I'm 8. I'm not super heavy.
Right. But you're just slightly big for it. But nonetheless, she manages to pull it off. And she starts walking. She has a slight hunch because she's not used to it. Picks up her bag. Starts walking with you. Wheelbarrow.
Okay, so when the wheelbarrow arrives in the room with Lamel, take the mattress of the bunk bed, put it on the wheelbarrow across so that it is like a gurney, basically.
Okay.
Put the vicar on the mattress, using the sheets of the bed to kind of cocoon around her and the mattress, where she's laying on it with her arms crossed, with the sheets basically kind of almost like, think like in a morgue, you know, you got the gurney with basically kind of like that, but tight enough that they help hold her onto there. And then, you know, reach under to grab the handles of the wheelbarrow just enough so we can lift it up and roll her, you know, on this, almost like she is, you know, kind of on a gurney and being taken care of.
And you both make acrobatics.
When-
Sorry.
When I'm close enough, I want to look through Biscuit's eyes and see what we're walking into.
I don't want to say.
Was it a 1? Ouch.
23.
All right, so that negates your high roll, but doesn't catastrophically fail. You guys struggle with it.
Yeah, naturally. This is the fucking most jury-rigged shit I've ever
Of
heard
course.
of.
As you're bouncing, it takes you a moment. You probably almost drop her at least once.
But try to bring her out there.
Dominus, I thought you were an engineer.
You hit me with this with an option of 30 seconds, and what was at hand?
What was that hand?
Whatever you needed to within reason.
Oh, what was
Yeah.
that hand?
Yeah.
I heard what was that hand, and I'm going,
No.
is Dominus slapping me?
No.
Now,
Doesn't seem called for at the moment.
come catch these hands.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we cart out this woman on a makeshift gurney with the dirty-ass wheelbarrow underneath.
There's a mattress on top. You ain't really going to see the wheelbarrow.
As you go to get through and everything, you have to navigate.
This fucking hallway with a mattress. Get the mattress to the door.
You're coming into the.
I use Mage Hand to help balance it.
Do another acrobatics. I'll give you advantage for the spell.
Now that's better. 17.
That is a 27.
Okay, so you guys managed to pull this off. Where do you bring it? Okay, so setting the scene. You have this beautiful blue stone cut tile that
Not
makes
anymore.
up that room normally. You have this couch that is designed for 3, but it's not like a small couch designed for 3. It's meant for 3 comfortably across it. You have 2 separate chairs and a dual fireplace. The fireplaces are 10 foot across each. And they feed the entire house with all the heat that it would need. which is why they're centrally located. He is sitting in the middle of your big couch. And the entire room is probably, I don't know, probably 40 wide by 50 across. The across being this.
God, we got a big house.
Oh, yeah, it's massive.
I'd say right in front of him. Right to him. Personal thought, but...
I'll slide the coffee table over, sure. Or we can also just take the mattress and lay it on the coffee table. Is fucking water? Is that your suggestion?
No, I assumed he had his water sitting on the coffee table, and you go and you put her on the water, just. Go on.
I can move his water. It's
I was gonna
fine.
say, that's what I pictured.
That's really funny, though. I appreciate the thought.
So on the coffee table?
Sure.
One more time. Again, you have advantage with the mage hand.
Natural 20 for a 28.
12.
Why am I rolling net 20s on the dumbest shit ever?
Because it's your life.
Yeah. Thank you, Die.
You can't see the paladin's face. The water is partially drank. The cade's back on. The head just slightly turns as the onto the table. Her body jostles just slightly, but it's only because it's physics.
Mm-hmm.
It looks ridiculous, but it works. And for a moment, as you guys are doing this, a white little fox comes into the room and just kind of peeks out around the corner. As it peeks around the corner, you get just in distance to see, the first thing you see is the mattress that they're sliding onto the coffee table.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mom. Biscuit says it's a little crazy in there. We should probably just wait a minute.
You know, I've learned to trust these instincts. So you slide it off. Paladin, really obvious at this point to Dominus. You've actually probably seen them at a distance since you went to school in the capital and you've been here a few times. It'd be different for Lamel. He may have never seen one outside of vague distance descriptions and things like that. But I need a wisdom save from both of you as you enter its presence.
Of course.
I will say I will have Biscuit kind of keep an eye on. I'll be keeping an eye out.
That ain't good.
Oh, Biscuit needs 2. He's also within the aura range.
9.
No, not good.
14.
All right. So you're a little shaken up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, mechanically,
Yeah.
you're a little shaken up, too. Their presence hits you like a sledgehammer when it first hits. There's a big difference between draconic fear and what these things give off. Draconic fear is just the primal instinct of you're the prey. It's a predator. And it gives you this want to find cover or to find a position that makes tactical sense. It's not that you couldn't brave your way out of this. It's not the same thing. What hits you is a humbling thing where you really just want to prostrate yourself, not look at it. You're doing everything you can to just kind of still function and not break some sort of unspoken decorum. It doesn't make you frightened in the sense of fears and want to run away. It's more like if you think about how some kings would have ruled, it's like, oh, you can take 10 steps closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of force where it's like, if you don't, you need to not be looking. You need not be.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It doesn't stop you at any point from anything, but it's a feeling that just sits there. His, though, has a secondary effect that kicks in. And neither of you were high enough because you needed 18 to get through it, but I didn't think you would. It's fine. You could have. And it makes you agitated, like on the edge of frustration. Imagine driving around and somebody's cut you off recently, kind of frustration. Or
Just Orlando traffic.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Or you're trying to play a game and you're carrying your team and they're just not doing what you want them to do, or anything like that, right? It's that kind of unsettling frustration. You can bite it back, but you don't want to. What did Biscuit get? Okay,
Rolled a 2.
so Biscuit starts growling. Because it's an animal, it's not going to hold back.
I assume we hear that.
Mm-hmm.
See
Yeah.
Biscuit somewhere around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Telekinetic shove to push it 5 feet around the corner.
He growls a little louder.
Yeah, probably. As it goes around the corner.
Regret to inform you, sir. She passed away from her injuries sometime during the course of the day.
I had a feeling. So, I want to know what happened to have her end up like this.
Would you like the long or the short?
Indulge me. Takes the gate off. Sips water. Puts it back on. He's keeping the glass in his hand.
We recently came into the services of a Kuno Adler to look into Corpse Night. We went to the island in the lake in pursuit of this Corpse Night, where we came into contact with your vicar and this Corpse Night. We fought a hard battle, emerged victorious, but the vicar fell to her injuries from this fight. Kuno's not looking good either.
Where is he?
Upstairs. Shall I fetch him for you?
It seems like he's alive. So, yes.
Very well. I leave post haste.
Did we know?
Oh, go ahead.
Do we know which vicar or paladin he worked for?
Kuno? Never said.
Okay.
After
He said what ministry he worked for, which he was working for law. But he didn't say who he works for past that.
after Lamel takes off to go get Kuno, I say, we also discovered that your vicar had been suffering from some kind of disease that was affecting her lungs. We don't know how long she had it, if this was something that happened recently, maybe even during the fight, or prior to that. But I think it was that combined with her injuries that eventually caused her to succumb to darkness.
The visor starts to glow slightly. And it fades away. She was infected. That is spirit rot. That is dangerous.
Spirit rot. Have I ever heard of anything like that? Hatred!
Not here to call.
Yeah.
It is a wasting disease. It tears apart. If you have magical senses, they're the first to get assailed. Leaves you fairly weakened, almost depressed. And if you have a magical talent, it gives you anxiety along with it. Depending on the severity of your physical injuries, then it's possible you don't notice it. It doesn't give a lot of symptoms. Commonly affects one of 3 organs: mind rot, lung rot, heart rot. If it affects the heart, you slow down quick. Almost as if you've ran for qualifiers. When you're 18, you join in, of course. It's like that. Only you've been sitting on the sidelines instead of playing sports before you started. If it affects your lungs, it's as if you've been around a smelter all day. For years. And if it affects your mind, there's the worst of them. Your thoughts become clouded, muddled, hard to find direction in anything. And you find yourself wandering from thing to thing, never really sticking to a task, until eventually you don't have a task to focus at all. They're all fatal, but differently fatal. The mind one is slow, hard to reverse. The heart one is quick, hours maybe. Lungs, few days, week if you're lucky. She didn't stand a chance. Had I gotten to her sooner, then maybe. Even that's touch and go. If darkness was still here, maybe. Better odds. If her knowledge was present, then maybe. Actually, I'm fairly certain. It's not in my scope. You get the Kuno. Oh, please don't tell me that's who I think it is. He's shaking. Like, visibly.
Okay, I won't tell you.
I don't think we have a choice, Kuno.
Oh, fuck, I don't. There's a back door.
I'm gonna grab Kuno and physically walk him there.
Lamel, let's reason this out. Do you know what'll happen? We're getting fucked together, aren't we?
Just like old times.
The last time I go through hazing with you.
Oh, this is hazing.
Look, the military was pretty bad. But the stairs slow. Takes a unsteady step at one point and almost stumbles. Athletics to catch him. Or don't.
Athletics to push him.
6. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Rolling down the stairs.
He catches himself after falling like 2 steps forward and smacks his head in the wall. But he does catch himself, and you manage to stabilize him before he goes any further.
Oh, you already had a concussion. You're okay.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, it'll be over quick if he wants to do anything anyway.
Oh, but the problem is we'll feel it, so... Fuck. Oh, neat thing. Dom's had my bag.
At least...
I did get a message out. Maybe we're less fucked.
Maybe. Maybe Dominus is good for something.
Outside, Biscuit has been shoved.
Yep.
Dominus has started to have a conversation that Biscuit can see.
Mm-hmm. I just want to keep eyes on to know when it's safe to come back in, or if I need to appropriately react with Biscuit.
Dear, she puts you on the ground.
Oh, I thought he was taking off the helmet. I was like, fuck.
Biscuit delivers another fireball.
God damn it.
No, it's you getting picked up off of the
Yeah.
Dear, I really should probably go and make dinner for myself.
I disagree.
And you? There's no way you're not hungry.
Mom, how about we go out for dinner? My treat.
Cute. Come on, let's go.
Mom, I have money.
I believe your father probably left something lying around. You took.
I have money. He gives me an allowance.
It's still in his account.
It's in my pocket.
Why do you carry around so much money?
I didn't say I have a lot of money. I just said I have money. Mom, I can take us to dinner. You've had a long day.
Let's just go. It can't be possibly that bad.
Mom,
Murphy's
you-
Law.
As you're at the gate
Mom.
of the estate,
hold on.
and the war
Hold on.
drums
Hold on.
kick in.
I don't think I can do this anymore, but hold on.
Hold on, Mom. Fireball.
No, no,
You're gonna try teleport away.
no.
Charming person.
To her mom.
Yep.
You will fucking sit. You will fucking let me.
Okay, yeah, no, never mind, I'm out of it. Alright. Just gonna keep trying to convince her we need to go out to dinner.
She opens the gate. Come on now. Get off the ground. You're messing up the dress.
Prestidigitation.
While you're on the ground?
Yes.
Cute. Come on. And she pulls both your arms so you stand up. You can just knot and try to swing if you want.
No. I'll follow. I'm not gonna be good, but we're gonna follow.
You and Kuno walk in. As he's finishing the explanation, you catch the very end, which is about the mind.
No, that sounds fucking awful.
It is. Very few things can produce it. Yet these corpse knights keep finding ways to do things like this.
Well, that one's dead, so.
Yeah, silver lining, I guess.
You must be Kuno. Kuno just kind of like turtled down his head a little. He's not hiding behind Lamel, but
If
Dominant.
he could.
Dominus is looking at it going, pretty fucking close.
Yep.
Yeah, Kuno. How you doing, sir? Didn't think we'd meet here. Kind of doing the dart between dead body and goes in and wisdom save is there, and oh my god, he actually fucking masses. And he sits in the chair, not comfortably, like a guy on death row
He wasn't gonna be comfortable.
in like the mob movies, where he's just like, "How bad's it gonna get? Give it to me straight." It's like, Johnny, give me one chance. Where he gets the rag from, you don't know, but
I'm sure he's using my shirt.
Yeah,
or
it's like
something.
he's just wearing a shirt.
probably. Now I understand. He looks right at Kuno for a moment. You took them on the sacred island, didn't you? And because darkness isn't here to stop you, you thought you could. You did pursue your quarry. My office was notified. But you got one of mine killed. As he does, Kuno reels for a moment, as if somebody had slapped him across the face. Arcana, if you'd like to.
I was rolling for something else, not Arcana.
Oh, sure. What'd you rolling for?
I was rolling for a wisdom save to see if I would open my mouth.
Oh.
Dirty 20, so I'm going to.
Sure.
21 Arcana.
Vicious mockery.
To be fair, the vicar was there, regardless of if we were there or not.
You don't know me very well.
I believe this is our first time meeting.
It is. I sent one of mine in pursuit. We understood where it was going. He looks back to Kuno, and it seems so did Law. So, I can't seek retribution against him. But you did accomplish the job. And you did, albeit futilely, try to save mine. So I'll stay my hand. And whatever Kuno promised, I will give you 5 times it. And he will get nothing but jail. I think 1 year is appropriate. It should be a death sentence, right, Kuno? We'll ignore that. We both broke the law, right? And since we both did, and I can't be punished, I accept the death of one of mine as payment. You get to the door.
Hi guys, I'm home. How was your day?
You hear the rattling of the door.
My heart. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
The relatively common sound of, Lamel, I'm home. Oh, we have guests. Good thing I was making dinner.
Follow mom to the kitchen.
She doesn't get that far yet, I'm sure.
Oh, wherever she goes.
Yeah, she's starting to go into the dining room. As the paladin stands up.
I don't suppose you'd want dinner, would you?
No. Not this night. Her floating disc shows up underneath her.
I can't do that yet, otherwise it would.
Appreciated. And it just starts following him as he moves out. He literally does heel spins all the way through, like the most rigid soldier ever. It's actually kind of stupid.
It's obnoxious.
It's obnoxious. If anybody just is like, it's cool. If you're a military person and you like that, great. Any vets out there, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's just scuffing my fucking floor by doing it.
Because it hasn't been fucked up the last couple days. You see Kuno, who's in a chair.
White knuckle.
Oh, that could have been bad. The paladin hasn't gotten out the door and he still says it.
Hey, Kuno.
He didn't leave yet, did he?
Telekinetic shove. Kuno flies back in the chair.
You do it before anybody else can? Are you really going to do it?
Yeah.
Is there a save?
Yep.
What is it?
It is a...
Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter.
Rolled low or high?
He rolled a 5. And
Oh, yeah.
His bonuses, I don't think anything gets above a 4.
I'm basically doing the, like, if this is, like, the back of the chair and the seat of the chair and he's sitting in there, I'm basically doing the...
So the chair's falling over backwards. Okay. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Man, I thought I was an idiot.
Fuck you, Lamel.
You love me and you know it.
The paladin opens the door and starts to walk out, the disc following him. Mom comes back out of the kitchen. Oh, he's not staying?
No, Paladin of War is busy today.
She has a small thing of tray and drops it instantly.
I'm gonna run into the kitchen, grab as many bottles of wine as I can reasonably carry and walk back out.
The door is not closed by him either. He doesn't even bother.
And I guess I'll mage hand the door closed.
Trays, of course, drop. Some glasses of water are dropped along with a pitcher. But you're left with the house. Sans a
And
vicar
our lives.
and a paladin.
Prestidigitation floor.
Just running around to everything.
Well, no, I meant the glass that Mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not going to do much till she picks it up.
Well, I figured out.
I'm not gonna let her pick it up. I'll do it.
Okay. She's shell-shocked for a moment. When you start
Hand her
picking things
bottle
up,
of
she
wine.
starts trying to help. And then she decides, once you hand her that bottle, she just falls down in that, the legs thing and just
Mom, I told you we should have gone to dinner.
pulls out the cork. This is like old times, right? And she drinks it, doesn't even think twice, and then
Oh.
passes it to Lamel.
Well, next time we just gotta go out to dinner.
Old times, huh? No, I don't think we got in that bad or got in any trouble that remotely bad before.
Mage hand just in between.
Takes a pull.
Dominus. Wine bottle.
Attempt to catch.
I'm not going to make you roll.
Give that to Kuno.
He stays on the floor. He doesn't care.
Mm.
He's already done this once. He's going to do it again.
You can come grab one, though.
I walk over, I go grab one.
Well, we're not dead. That's the important thing.
Yes.
You mean yet? I still have to go and now talk to the Ministry of Law. After he talks to them,
Well,
Vegas is going to have my ass.
well, you aren't involved in any capacity
I mean, you didn't
outside of making dinner, so I think you're fine.
Oh, no, it's Kuna that's saying that.
Oh, Kuno?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sorry, I thought that was...
No, I,
No, she's...
I was like, you literally named him and ratted his ass out, but alright.
Yeah.
No, she's openly getting drunk and doesn't care.
Well, Kuno, to be fair, you kind of knew this was going to happen. To an extent.
In an office setting, where I got yelled at, and somebody maybe threw something at me. I didn't expect it to be, I don't know, while I'm banged up and in a hospital. Ish. Also, what the hell happened? How'd she die?
From what it sounds like, spirit rot.
Fuck is that?
I explained everything that the Paladin of War explained to me. Recap.
Any of that ring up?
Oh, instantly, you know exactly. Everything the Paladin said, you're already aware of it.
Okay.
And the cause. We'll talk about the cause later.
Okay.
So, all I'm understanding is all of us nearly died.
Not
Yes.
all.
Well, yeah, you weren't even involved. Thankfully. But only a year of jail?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Maybe good behavior will cut it down to 6 months.
Even so, better than the alternative.
Yeah, my living room could be stained.
It is.
The fuck?
Look, see? Even she understands.
There was a dead guy on our coffee table.
There was a fucking corpse on my table. God, that's gross.
Well, on top of a mattress.
I gotta get a new mattress. Kuno, how much were you fucking paying us?
About 1,000.
5,000 gold for this job? Alright.
I said 1,000.
No, the paladin said 5 times whatever you were giving me.
My money was coming from law.
Oh, apparently money's now coming from more. Or both? 6,000? Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Fairly certain I'm not getting paid anything.
You don't need money in jail.
That is so wrong, little one. So wrong.
You need money in jail? What
Good
can you
idea.
buy in jail?
I probably can buy a few things.
But don't give her ideas.
I wasn't going to tell her. I'm just going to leave you a list.
Sure thing, Kuno.
Is it a file and a cake?
You were like, we're just sticking into the cake. It's not actually
It's
baked
a
in.
candle.
There you go.
Oh my god.
It's got a little bit of string on the very end and it's lit. That's it.
In the morning, I'm going to have to go. Maybe, if I get to the Ministry of Law and get a chance to talk. Maybe.
I hand him a sending stone. His sending stone.
Oh yeah, his bag is there, so. I didn't leave me a message yet. I wonder if that means that she didn't get it. That's bad. Right. I'm gonna go out back, sit on your patio, and go look at what I did.
No. We're gonna go sit on the back patio and look at what we did.
Legally, no, you didn't. But you're right.
I'm not one for semantics.
Is everyone going outside?
Kuno stands up, a little better than he's been. Come on, little one. Let's go see if you can make something for me.
I can do my thing later. Alright, what am I making?
I just grab bottles and start walking out to the back patio with them.
I just give you the key to the fucking cellar.
We have a cellar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Not big.
This house gets bigger every day.
Do you not understand that this was a house that Lamel paid for?
Dad, I have my room
Mm-hmm.
and my clubhouse.
Mhm.
That's all I know in this house.
Yeah, that's my clubhouse. Mommy has one too. What? Mm-hmm. We all have clubhouses. I just don't let you in mine.
Dude, you can't come in mine either.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to go in yours.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Meanwhile, Dominus has made a trip down to the cellar, grabbed a handful of bottles, brought them up, and just, sets them out on, on the little table that's out there on the patio. Goes back in, gets a whole bunch of glasses. Glass for everyone.
Kuno, you like a dry white, right?
Ideally.
Here you go.
If you don't marry that one, I'm gonna marry you.
You're gonna marry me?
I mean, I can. I'll go to up north to get it officiated, but it still can happen.
I don't know if I ever want to get married, Kuno.
Fair enough. I wouldn't want to marry a felon either. Just starts undoing the cork.
I was initially confused, like, are you insulting me with that? And I was like, oh no,
No.
Kuno's going to jail.
Yeah.
Man, Lamel is
I'll wait
stupid.
for you.
I can't believe that thing's practically gone. You can only see the glow.
Actually, I don't know if I can type in. I start to do a little flip, and then you see what looks like the island return.
It's an illusion.
Yes, it is.
It's literally this big,
Oh, yeah.
and it's in front of Kuno's face, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah, correct.
perspective.
That is absolutely correct. But you see the island is back. Look, it's fine. The tree's there and everything.
Don't change. Just don't change, Anna. No matter what the fuck this guy says. Maybe listen to him a little bit more, though. Just occasionally.
I wouldn't rat you out.
As your hands are out. Anna, come here a second. Can I see your hand?
Oh, my new tattoo?
It kind of just rotates her wrist enough so that you can see it.
Do I recognize what this would be?
It's a seal of industry. Who did you meet?
I don't remember his name. Mom. It was
Lucius, honey. It was Lucius.
him.
Yeah, we're just meeting way too many important people.
Says the man that's technically a princeling.
Dad, you're important?
Was this not
He's not.
already established?
He has money to keep him quiet. It's not actually anything else.
I technically am a famous fighter and a famous artist outside of being a prince.
And the last person that was a celebrity that was worth anything. Oh, that's right. I can't think of one. They come and go too easily, either on stage or in a ring.
Man, no one can humble me like you can.
Fairly certain your sponsor can, given she contacted me yesterday.
Nina?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Got a kid with her too?
no, of course not. She's like a mother to me.
Gross.
Ooh.
Mm.
Motherfucker.
Man, go fuck yourselves. I pick out like a deep red wine.
Wait, Lamal, seriously. You didn't play around with her, did you?
No,
You sure?
I'm fucking fairly certain.
Can I? What?
Oh my fucking god, Kuno. I know you're going to prison, but you can't get that horny that fast.
I don't even know if I can do anything right now, but that's not the point.
Mm.
I'll try.
Oh my god. Don't change, Kuno.
No promises. I say Jill changes a man.
I'll make you even more of a bitch.
Nah, I never play that way.
Well, while we're sitting there and they're having that talk, Dominus has just been enjoying a drink, but he's also fiddling with something.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually taken out of his pack what's essentially just a nut
Mhm.
and a file, and he's been working at it.
Mhm.
And he's very efficient at what he does, so it doesn't take nearly as long as you'd think.
All right.
23 on his smithing.
Okay.
Basically creates a crude ring
Okay.
and then hands it to Kuno and says, if you're going to propose to him here,
Lamel actually blushes at this.
You know, I'm gonna hold on to this.
I swear to fucking God, Kuno.
This is gonna be great one day. I don't know when, but it'll at least be a year from now.
If you make this some grand fucking spectacle,
Oh,
like I know you're
Dominus
gonna
help me pay
fucking
for this
try.
shit. I may not have as much money as I used to.
I'll cover you.
Awesome.
If you try this shit, Kuno, the Paladin of War is gonna be the least of your fucking concerns.
This is gonna be great.
Oh my god.
You have 3 options now, don't you?
3 fucking
He
options.
takes the ring and puts it in his pocket. That'll end up in a safe deposit box before I can report myself in. Appreciate that. And it's just the right quality.
I'm not that cheap a date, Kuno.
Oh, no. That's supposed to reflect a quite literal rough and tumble life.
I'm gonna wander inside at some point.
I think I'm gonna sit out here for a while.
And that's alright. If you want us to leave you alone, I'll leave you to your thoughts in a bottle of wine.
Probably a good idea. Oh, thank Adric for me. Probably wouldn't be here without him right now.
No, I can do that. That's fine.
So what do you guys do?
I am gonna go to the windows that overlook the island,
So
And-
upstairs.
draw the island on the windows, so when I look out the windows, I can still see the island.
Not illusions, you're making it permanent.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Dominus is actually going to sit outside as well, but a little ways away from Kuno to give him kind of his own space. But he's just going to kind of sit. He's going to enjoy a drink, and he's actually going to go into his pouch and pull out another ring. This one, an actual ring with a diamond in it. Just kind of stare at it for a while. Just kind of think.
Make a perception at disadvantage.
13.
You still hear him coming then. Eventually, Kuno's going to walk over.
Okay. He just stares at it. Eventually, he puts it back in his pouch.
Kuno comes up with the ring you made him.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good quality for last-minute decisions. Even for a joke. You know they're not letting me out, right?
I know.
Hand you his bag. I'm not going to need it. Take care, Thomas. And he walks around the side of the house. Yeah. The next morning, there's a knock at the door. Again.
I got it.
You wake up next to Adela.
Oh.
You're not wearing a whole lot.
He never is. Oh, she.
She.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was like, I just have her as mom.
No, he just randomly pulled out some servant's name.
She might have got really drunk.
Oh, but tell him now.
Hey, you want a brother or sister?
Who said the door?
I'm gonna get up and let her continue sleeping, so I'll leave as quietly as I can.
Okay. You don't wake her up unless you try. When you open the door, it's a messenger with a very heavy bag. Pulls out a letter. You just sign for this? Here you go, little girl. Make sure your dad gets that.
Okay.
Or your mom, whichever's home.
As soon as they leave, I'm opening it myself.
That's fair. See you later. Oh, beforehand, opens the box at the side of the house and then hands you a couple other things.
Oh, just the rest of the mail.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
On the bright side, the letters are usually about yay big. They're not like these huge fucking things that we all get. After he leaves, you open it. And inside, it is a bank account number and some numbers.
That fucking means nothing.
Alright. I imagine I eventually walk into the
Yeah.
foyer and I see her just toss this fucking
You
scroll.
probably see her
I'm
going
doing
around
it
a
with
corner.
all
It's already
of the
happened.
mail, honestly. They all look like shit I don't need.
Do you open everything?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I live here. It's not illegal.
No, of course, well, it wasn't illegal to begin with.
Oh no, I told you to leave those on the table if you're ever gonna.
I was
answer
gonna put them on the
door.
table when I was done.
But they're on the floor now.
Yeah, I'm not done.
And what have you got left?
I don't know. I didn't open it yet.
Does any of the normal mail look important at all?
One of them is from Nina, letting you know that she'll, based on the date, she was only a couple days out. Puts it somewhere around tomorrow, maybe the next day. And it doesn't have a whole lot on there, but it says we probably should settle some stuff.
I mage hand all the rest of the papers onto the dead person coffee table.
There's a letter for Adrit from Albert, but it's not from him directly, it's from his office. It's been opened. It's a summons. It's nothing crazy, but it's just a, hey, I need your assistance kind of summons. It looks all nice, official, and doesn't say what the fuck it's for at all. Another letter in there that's addressed to you from the Coliseum.
Also opened.
One from the company.
Opened.
It's not critical. It's more of a summary report.
Mm-hmm.
In a different kind of script on the backside is a very distinct Flemeth handwriting, which is probably giving you familiar updates. And that's about it.
All right, out this bank account information.
Mm-hmm.
What do I interpret from this?
Not a lot. It was opened effective today, but it was processed over the night. Funds should be available by noon-ish, and the total amount is 25,000.
Didn't look important.
No, it's not. Tuck it away somewhere.
Okay.
Can I go out today?
I suppose so.
Cool.
What do you want to do?
Show you my hand.
You want to go talk to the industry guy?
No. He invited me to go learn and show these adults that I'm better than them.
You know, at any point we could have put you in that school, right?
Well, you didn't.
There was a reason why we didn't put you in that school.
Why?
Well,
Because
initially,
you can't say money.
no, it wasn't money. Someone else was going to pay for your school regardless. I wanted to know that you could handle going to school and being with other kids.
Those aren't kids. I would imagine.
You know, you're likely to be paired with all of the other spoiled rich kids.
You can handle a spoiled rich kid.
All right, what does handling a spoiled rich kid entail for you,
Depends on what they do.
Anna?
Yes.
Give me specifics.
It depends. I need a current example.
One pushes you.
Fireball!
Push him back.
This is as Dominus is pouring coffee in the kitchen. He's overhearing it and probably just going, fireball! Adric came in briefly, got some coffee, some toast, and some meats, and then went right back
Dad.
upstairs.
That's my girl. All right.
Adric just discovered there's a fireplace connected to the fireplace
Well,
downstairs, also
Do
upstairs.
you want to go?
I just told you I want to go. You're not listening to me.
Well, no, I understand you want to visit.
I just
do you want to
told-
go to school?
I was going to go check it out.
We can do that. Actually, you know who would be perfect to go with you?
If you say address.
If he's not too busy, Adrit would be amazing to have show you around since he's actually been.
What's your Mommy Adrit, you know?
Yeah, Mommy Adrit.
Mommy Adric didn't read me a bedtime story last night, so I'm mad at him.
He's still healing.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm mad at him. We had a tradition, and he broke it.
A few times that you've seen him, most of it's upstairs now in his room. His room is covered in papers and books and stuff like that. He's never been a not neat person with the way he puts stuff together. This looks like he's essentially got this arc of stuff and a small pathway to the door. Mind you, this is what you've seen over the course of time. He seems to be going through a lot of stuff.
I didn't know Adric had a room.
Did I notice this as well?
Probably.
I didn't know he had a room.
I would
Of
have.
course he has a room.
I thought he had a fireplace
Does
in
it
the living
look?
room.
Does it look like
Mad scientist.
like his thoughts are all over the place?
No.
He is represented by the papers.
Well, there's subjects that seem to be grouped, so you could think that. Be hard to tell. Let's do an insight and find out.
I see where you're going with it. Anna doesn't, but Jen does.
11.
Little column A, little column B.
Hmm.
There is definitely more recent notations. I mean, he's not been sleeping as much, as far as we can tell. But it's like he's doing translations and he's connecting dots. But he's also making sure to write down things. You can tell it's like reminders. He's even got some reminders on the wall. near the clock, too.
I mentioned it to Lamel. I am concerned about Adrid. He doesn't seem to be sleeping much. And though I'm definitely no expert in this, what the paladin said about spirit rot has stuck with me. Because Adrid showed symptoms of being afflicted by the same thing.
Does it look like Adrian is suffering from mind rot?
It's the one that's practically undetectable in the early stages.
I just meant, I don't know if I have magical knowledge based on knowing things beforehand.
You would have to look at his spirit to do that.
Okay.
Because it attacks the spirit before it attacks the body.
Do I know how to do that? Cool.
It's a spell that Adrit knows.
Side question.
You can learn it, though.
Have I always been able to see spirits, or was that a recent addition?
You always occasionally saw them when you
Okay.
were really young, and they probably scared you.
Okay, I was like, because when we were in the industry, dude,
Mm-hmm.
you said I saw them, and I was like, I don't remember this being a thing.
It's not been a major
Okay.
thing. It's more
I
recent.
just want to make sure that I'm not going crazy.
No, it's going to be... It's a lot more frequent since you came back from the island.
Hey, Anna, can
Hello?
you say, I see dead people?
No, I cannot.
See dead people.
Yes.
She sees not living ever people.
Yeah, well,
Am I able to kind of ascertain the condition of his spirit using my key extension?
Let's make an Arcana with wisdom instead of int.
Arcana with wisdom instead of int. So that makes that a +2. 20.
Okay. His aura is kind of in flux. It's not unstable, but it is definitely much more fluid than somebody normally is.
I would say he's likely just excited. He's been working on this for years, if I remember correctly. He's
True.
probably just coming
I'm
close to
just-
finishing his work.
I'm just concerned.
Oh,
Because I remember, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
DM, you did say something specifically, and I can't remember exactly how Dominus heard this or learned this, that Adret does indeed show, according to, I think it was the physician said, something similar to what's happening.
The
to
physician
Spirit.
noticed something about it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the paladin mentioned what spirit rot was.
Yeah. And so, the physician actually said that it seems like Adret is suffering from a similar condition to the vicar. Similar, but slightly different. And what the paladin of war said about mind rot being very slow and hard to detect, but having certain symptoms like mind going all over the place and things like that that are hard to notice. I'm just worried because he's not acting his usual self.
okay, so suppose that Adrip has mind rot. What are we to do about this? Do we know anyone besides the Paladin of War who even knows what to do about this?
The paladin of knowledge, he said,
I'll just bring him up real quick.
yeah, I'm just saying,
Yeah, come
the
on.
paladin of
Yeah.
knowledge, the paladin of war said that the paladin of knowledge, if they were here, maybe would have been able to save his vicar in time. If that's the case, then they may be able to save Adret. The problem is, how does one get an audience with the paladin of knowledge and get them to actually do something for you?
You ask nicely.
On that note, int check.
Straight intelligence?
Mm-hmm. Just trying to remember something.
I'm rolling so shit, but that's still a 10.
Takes you a while, and this is reflecting pretty well for that. The Paladin of Knowledge is the headmaster of the Socio Arcanum.
Oh, shit.
Well, I suppose you could just kill a vicar and they'll show up.
Or we have a promising young student who wants to go to the Socio Arcanum. We also have an alumnus
And a current student.
Perhaps we could get in and bring this to their attention because maybe it is something that is dangerous and deadly enough that they would pay attention.
I suppose I could call Albert and see if he could weasel us into an audience. After all, he got Adra admitted.
It's worth a shot, I think.
And if you think it's dire, I'll pull that thread.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys are going to be going to school soon.
I suppose.
I'll get my backpack.
Is it pink, purple,
No.
blue, red? What?
We don't get to know that this time because we have reached the end of everything. Okay.
Shit.
We're going to end right there as you guys are making plans to go to the Socio Arcanum. We want to thank everybody in the audience who has joined us this evening. And everyone that, if you're not watching this in the evening, you hopefully have a wonderful day. That's right, I'm still saying it. And
I'm good with him.
It's a word.
all of our
It works.
sponsors' links, they are down in the description. They're awesome people. They have some really cool, nerdy stuff, some gaming things that you would really enjoy. And of course, we'll be at the upcoming conventions that we have mentioned.
This week,
Otherwise,
Saturday, the 18th.
there you go. If you're local, ish.
Polycon in Florida, in nope,
Lakeland.
Lakeland.
In
Thank
Lakeland.
you. I was like, that's not correct.
You could go out and meet Jen and Zach, get them to sign something random for fun, and of course, pick up the perfectly monogrammed TOGG dice rolling pads, our dice trays. Not to specifically plug it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us. That way you get your notifications. And we'll see you all in 2 weeks. I almost forgot.
Yep.
For episode 21.
It's a long walk to the school.
It is a long walk. Just Monty Python time, guys. But we also will have our future programming that will be coming up throughout the week. Our Out of Our Ascension campaign is on Thursdays.
Thursday night.
And then is Wednesday the Tailspire?
This Wednesday, yes, we're finally going to do it. Tailspire Collaborative Build Stream. So finally going to start getting back into that. So this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
And we can't tell you when Random Game Night is because it is...
Random.
Scripted.
There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. All
I'm not
right.
saying random. It's not random anymore.
True.
You're
We'll see you in 2
It's
weeks
not random either. Fuck.
for Magnus Aevum episode 20.